Have you heard about cryptocurrencies? And what are they exactly? Cryptos are just like regular money, but 2.0. And in this video, we are going to go through exactly how it works so you get a great understanding on what this is and what it means for you. Because money, once upon a time, has existed in many different forms. Everything from barter, when you exchange chickens to cows or apples, to more tangible things, even more tangible, like coins. So we had silver, gold coins, and then that got segued into something that we know today, which is money based on paper. So fiat money. And fiat money, for those of you who haven't heard about it, would be US dollars, pounds, euros, Swedish crowns, all the currencies we have in the world today. Before, they were actually backed by physical gold and silver, so they had a tangible value attached to them. However, then at some point, they just turned into paper. They removed the gold standard, and here we are, where 40 trillion, 40%, right? Sorry, 40% of the whole monetary system or money in US alone has been printed since the pandemic, which is insane. It's a big amount. But now we might be looking at a new type of currency, which is cryptocurrencies. And frankly speaking, in most parts of the world, we do have digital money today. We do, you beep the cards, we blip the cards, and you could just imagine when that first came, a plastic card. And imagine when you had physical money, you were like, well, should I just use this physical card? And just maybe comment below, what would you, if something new like that came, you had physical money, then well, I'm gonna use a plastic card. Would you use it? Maybe not to start with. But what if I told you, by using these new currencies I'm going to tell you about in a moment, maybe make everything better, more efficient, faster, you would pay less fees, so it would be better for you. So let me ask you this before I get into this. Would you use it if it is safer, faster, better than the currencies we have today? So comment below. And maybe the answer is yes, maybe the answer is no. But let's get into it. What are the cryptocurrencies? Well, actually, the cryptocurrencies has many similarities to the system we have today. For example, if you look at not all of them, but if you look at the notes, the $20 bills or the 20-pound bills, etc., there's usually a serial number to it, which makes them quite unique. Even though you can, of course, exchange one for the other, they are quite unique. And it's the same with cryptocurrencies. So if you have a wallet, you have a unique number to that wallet, which then means that the money you have in there is unique as well. So it's actually similar in many of the same areas. So if you have an account number as well, so if I were to send money to you, what would you need to send me? Well, the answer is your account number, so I can transfer the money to you. And that account number, that is also unique to every single bank account holder. Everyone has a unique number. The same is true with cryptos. But instead of account number, that is called a public key. So the public key equals the account number. So you can already see there's a lot of similarities. So really, cryptocurrencies are the new form of money. It is a money 2.0, basically. This is one part of the whole equation here. So you can transfer those money, you don't need to wait for the bank because it's not really part of the bank. It's a decentralized system instead of a centralized system. You might have heard about that before. So a centralized system would be the bank we have today, where there's one party that really managing all the transactions, that if I spend $20, they make sure that those $20 with that specific serial number got sent to that other person. And they make sure the money gets taken from my account and to the other person's account. But with cryptos that is decentralized, there's thousands of computers all around the world verifying these transactions, a little bit like a computer game. So all the different computers download a copy of all the transactions that have happened. So really the whole database of Bitcoin as an example. And when a new transaction's happened, all of the computers verifies it. And if more than 51% of them says, yep, this transaction has happened, the same things happens as in the bank. The money gets taken from my account, the Bitcoin in this case, and gets sent to the other person. And the cool thing here is there's so many people, there's billions of people in the world that don't even have access to a bank today. And Me living in Sweden and I send money to UK, well, I need to wait 3 to 5 business days for the money to arrive, and I pay a good 3 to 5% in fees depending on the bank I have. We have the security, of course, with banks, that the banks, they if you lose money, right, they can reimburse you because they have this security. With cryptos, it's not really like that. However, instead of me waiting 3 to 5 business days, it happened instantaneously. So you maybe need to wait, depending on the cryptocurrency, 10 to 12 minutes, not days, minutes, to send it, and not even to UK and a European country or wherever you are in the world, but globally. I can send money from here to Thailand, to Australia, to South Africa within 10 to 12 minutes. So it's a lot faster, but not only that, you don't really pay any fees. Instead of paying 2 to 3, 4, 5%, you pay maybe 0.01%. There's been transactions of hundreds of millions of dollars being sent over the blockchain, which is that database I spoke about, with fees less than, they sent $100 million and they pay $2 in a fee. It's unprecedented. It really is money 2.0. The next part here is that cryptos, just like fiat, the dollars can be divided. So if you have $1 million, you can divide those up into $1,000 bills, or you can divide it into $100 bills or $1 bills. The same is true with Bitcoin. So one Bitcoin is divided into satoshis, and every Bitcoin can then be divided into 100 million satoshis. So with that being said, yeah, you can actually send $1 worth of Bitcoin. You don't need to send a whole Bitcoin, you can send $1 worth of it, so a part of a Bitcoin, exactly as you can send part of a $100 bill by exchanging it to $1 bills. But the difference here is that how much dollar is there in the world? And I explained that earlier. They actually have printed 40% of the monetary supply since COVID, which is great, but there's more money, but that leads to inflation and your money being worth less. So with cryptos, and Bitcoin is an example of this, they only have 21 million Bitcoins. And what that means is that it creates scarcity. So if the demand increases as it is, and there's ever only gonna be 21 million Bitcoin, what will happen to the price? What do you think? Comment below. What do you think will happen to the price if demand increases as it is? And but the supply is the same. There's only going to be 21 million. It's programmed, it's programmable money. It's money 2.0, which, by the way, you can send globally for a minimal fee in less than 20 minutes, right? Wherever you want in the world, which is really interesting. What about the security? I think that's really important. Well, if we look at the security of banks, it's safe, but if they close the banks down, you don't have any control, which have happened. Lehman Brothers is an example in 2008. And with the inflation, you don't really make any money by holding them in the bank either. But with cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, they have a blockchain. And the blockchain is really a big database. So this database is being run by thousands of computers all around the world that verifies all the transactions in there. So that's really an easy way to explain the blockchain, just a ginormous database. And that has never been hacked. And because of the consensus mechanism that 51% of these computers need to agree on our transactions, it's almost impossible to hack, and it hasn't happened before. So that is really, really exciting, because finally, for the first time in history, we have a system where we don't need to rely on a centralized party. And that is revolutionary. So it's just a matter of time, we believe, before the world will adapt it even more. And we think we're just in the early innings of this as well. So Bitcoin is absolutely the most famous cryptocurrency out there. And as demand increases, we believe that the value will increase as well. And why do you think the value will increase? Well, you guessed it. It would be because of the scarcity, with only 21 million Bitcoins ever being there. But this is just a start. You might have heard of Bitcoin, but this is just a start. It's the tip of the iceberg, because there's over 10,000 cryptocurrencies today. And many of them, some of them are money, like Bitcoin, where you transfer value over the database, the blockchain. But then we have new ones. We have Ethereum as an example, the second biggest. Ethereum introduced something else. They're not going to be money 2.0, they're going to be the internet 2.0 or 3.0. Imagine, let's take you back in history here as well. Imagine before you sent letters And then someone came along and said, right, we're going to send emails, it's going to be letters, but over the internet. And you went, well, what are you talking about, right? It took time for that to be implemented. But now, how would we survive without the internet? So now we have come to a next level, and that would be Internet 2.0, 3.0. So everything that's happening on the internet today, you have Google, you have Facebook, all those parts can now happen on the blockchain instead. So why is this important? Well, the internet is built in a way where, well, let me ask you this. Who is Facebook? Is Google? Are they free to use? So comment below, do you think they're free to use them? Well, the answer is no, they're not, because you might have noticed that you get advertisement wherever you look. You get advertisement. Whoa, I watched like a car yesterday, but now it's popping up in my Facebook feed. So they actually target you with advertisement, and Facebook, they get paid handsomely for that. So it was really built the internet was built without the privacy feature. But the blockchain is actually built with this security feature in mind. So there are a browser, the Brave browser is an example, like Google Chrome. If you use that, if you choose to watch advertisement, you get paid for it. And that is really what it's all about. And everything will happen faster, smoother, more efficient. I'm going to give you one more example. Imagine this. You go to the grocery store and you're going to buy food, right? How do you know it's organic? Well, we need to trust the supermarket that it is organic because it says so on there. But that is because the database they're using is centralized. What if they used a decentralized database like Ethereum? So what would happen then is that you could maybe scan a QR code, you see where the food was not created, but where they maybe had the salad, and then when it was transported, you can see the whole journey, which also creates trust. Also just the tip of the iceberg. You can use this for everything. Everything you're seeing in finance today, lending, loaning money, making maybe interest, making money. You can do all that on the blockchain as well. And it's being built in front of our eyes. Once you have your medical journal in a global database, you choose who can access it, which is also incredible. So not only do we have money here, but you have really every single part in the world where there's middlemen today, and that could become more efficient, will become more efficient. Just like every business today has adopted internet, it's just a matter of time before they also will adopt the blockchain, or they will be left behind. So if Ethereum is the internet, well, then we have the new Google, the new Facebook being built, and we are actually looking for that to find the next one and invest in them. Because just imagine investing in Amazon 10 years ago. That would be a dream. But we think we have that opportunity again. So on the Internet 2.0, there are new games popping up, right? New products, new NFTs you might have heard. I'm going to come to that in a moment. But they're building all their different applications on this new internet. Axie Infinity is one of them. It's a big game, a little bit like World of Warcraft and these other ones. It's a game built on the blockchain, which they're making amazing profits at the moment. And it's just a better way where you can earn money as you play. So you as a player, you can earn money in the game, which is also really revolutionary. And Ethereum created something called smart contracts, which basically means that if you go to a vending machine, right? Let's take that. You go to a vending machine and you put $1 in, and out comes, so you press B that you want a Coke out, or Fanta or something like that. You put $1 in and out comes the Coke. So if A happens, then B happens as well. That is exactly what smart contract is. It's a contract, but it is online. So if you, for example, your flight is cancelled, well, why would you not get the money paid back right away? Why do you need to go through this tedious process of signing a lot of blanket, right? You sign a lot of documents, but you don't need that. Really, it should happen automatically. This is what the blockchain is providing, and that's only one of the areas. So crypto is pretty much like money 2.0. It's like internet 2.0. And the future is being created right in front of your and my eyes. So what is happening is that Gucci, we have Louis Vuitton, they're all getting on board. We have Adidas, we have Microsoft, we have Facebook. Facebook, they even renamed themselves to Meta for Metaverse, which is also part of what's happening in it's innovation in the technology space and innovation space. So the question is, is it time to start learning more? You got an introduction here, and part of this is NFTs as well. So as I told you before that Bitcoin was a way to transfer money, well then they created NFTs, non-fungible tokens, which really is the same thing, but you have it on a painting, like an object. So you tokenize or put it on the blockchain to make the assets more liquid. So you can do that with anything. So really, if you have a painting, you create it into an NFT, which then means that it's just an asset on the blockchain, which you then can buy and sell, and you can trust it, as I explained before. But more on that in another video as well. So just like once upon a time, internet was really just an innovation, something new that came along. Well, blockchain is one of those as well, and it is here to stay. So the big question is are you here as well to learn more about it, to get involved in this evolution of money, this evolution of technology? Because we believe it's time to learn, and we are positioning us for that as well, to support this growth, because innovation will drive the future. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you maybe comment below, are you in this? Right? So will you learn more about it to become a part of this revolution we're seeing in front of our eyes? And if you enjoyed this content, please make sure you press that like button and the alarm bell so you get notifications whenever we're posting a new video. And don't, of course, forget to subscribe to our channel to learn more about cryptos, blockchain, and the world of financial assets. So with that being said, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.